You know, New York City, I've been to numerous times, going back to my first trip, the beginning of the 90s. And I didn't run into any bums back then in New York. Zero bums did I run into. And then all the trips I've taken, I've only run into one bum in New York City. In all the different trips to New York. One bum. Period. But here in Chicago, much smaller, much easier to take care of. They seem to take care of the job up there. Plus, in New York, they understand the threat that vagrancy creates. Here, they think it doesn't create any threats. But it does. And so people are supposed to be going to and from places, not loitering around. So, again, this is why we have taxis and Ubers and Lyfts and that. So people go to and from locations. The CTA, the RTA, the Metra, cars, motorcycles. Now we have the electric scooters in Chicago. These are all forms of transportation to get people from one location to another location, not loitering around. So I don't get this city. And I can go to other places and see none. And I come here, like I can go overseas to the Netherlands. You know how many bums I saw in the Netherlands? Zero homeless in the Netherlands. How many bums did I see in Africa and Ghana? Zero. So, lots of places didn't see any bums. And we're in a massive labor shortage. Employers are putting out tens of thousands of jobs extra a month, and we don't have people for that. And that's why the silver surge is happening. The 75 plus is entering the workforce at the greatest rate ever. So all these 75-year-olds globally are entering the workforce at a greater pace than youth. At a much rapid pace than youth. 75 plus. They're working and entering the workforce at more rapid pace than these young people, as I'm witnessing a girl puke all over the sidewalk. I used to puke in a plastic bag inside of a garbage can the times that I got sick at home. And then I just seal up the bag and throw the bag out in the garbage. So I used a puke bag on the airline. Don't you think amusement parks should offer outside the attractions when you're getting off the ride? Because that's when people throw up. Like the ship I was on, my sister made me a bet that I couldn't go on it. I went on it numerous times in a row, one too many, and it finally got to me and I puked a little. I covered it up and kept it in my mouth. I put my hands over my mouth and kept it in. And then I spit it into a trash can. So I didn't get anything on the ground. A little drop or two. Truly, like nothing. And then I cleaned my hands up and I rinsed out my mouth. But it was a challenge with my sister. And I did it a bunch of times, and I did eat a little bit earlier before I got on. My brother puked on a ship when we were drift fishing, and they didn't have puke bags on the ship. If they had puke bags on the ship, You're not supposed to puke into the ocean. So they should have the puke bags on the ship. So they're supposed to have these for motion sickness. Like at the observation decks in Chicago, they should have stations for vomit bags or puke bags. But I don't know why they don't go over them on airlines. Truly, telling people that if you have in the pocket, there is a vomit or a puke bag or throw up bag. I guess they can come up with a better name that's not as, encouraging to vomit. So, but the whole point is they don't go over that. Why don't they go over that? Because people get air sickness. Whether you're on a helicopter or a plane or a ship, they should have these bags, and you can buy them online really cheap. So I used it when I was flying in 8th grade out to Washington, D.C. And so they should get rid of the tailgaters by imposing mandatory beatings if you tailgate. Truly. And then if you hit somebody with your car, you get beat double. So if you get in an accident and hit somebody with your car, now you got to go in and they got to cane you doubly, teaching them to be better drivers. They inflicted pain, so pain must be inflicted upon them. So again, how many people have I ever hit? 0. If you take the one fender bender with the police officer and the car on the side that I hit, one in my whole life. And he drove into the lane. So it could be argued he hit me, not me hit him. Truly. So I would put that as a 0. Truly, he drove into me. If you recreate the impact. So maybe we should start beating people. Truly. Like the drunk guy, supposedly drunk, that hit me at 70 miles an hour on the highway. He walked away. And the hospital didn't do anything for me. They let me stand in the waiting room for 5 hours. I mean, it's a joke. All these people, you got the ambulance coming in and they're shipping them out right away and taking them in, and then the doctors treat them right away. And me, I get driven to the hospital, dropped off, and then I got to wait 5 hours and nothing. So again, it's like this continuous, screw me and rush all these people to the hospital to save their life. Where they didn't care. They took my blood pressure. They didn't even take my temperature. And they just let me sit there. So, I don't know. I just got hit at 70 miles an hour. Somewhere in there. And so, again, severe impact. I got hit twice. So, but they rushed them in and take care of them right away and everything else. And I just sit. I never got treated. Never got looked at. So, these people, they rush to these ambulances and rush to save them. Hurry up, save them, save them. They let me stand on the side of the highway after I got hit too, filling out a police report for over an hour. Just standing there. He didn't even offer me to sit down in the back of the police car. I stood there for over an hour on the highway. Everybody was gone. The girls got taken off in an ambulance and everybody got taken away. And they just let me sit. And so they rush to save all these people. And they leave me sit. So it's interesting on how they do this here. So obviously my life ain't worth shit, and every single one of these people are worth more than me. And they run the ambulance to them, they bring them in, priority treatment, get everything taken care of, and not me. So this is what I've been experiencing in Chicago. Everybody else getting treated like a VIP in Kings, and rushed in and treated, and this taken care of and that taken care of, and not me. And they keep on taking everything away from me. Oh yeah, you just reduced my income as well. You further stripped things away from me again. I just took another income reduction. So you keep on stripping away everything from me. And then you keep on giving to these pieces of garbage. And they are human filth, disgust, disgrace, despicable. And you leave me to die. And it's not the first time. So I'm driving along here. How many of these people experience getting a gun put to their head, or somebody holding a knife and multiple times and trying to stab me with the knife? How many of these people experience people trying to either shoot them and kill them, or take a knife to them and try to kill them? But I have. No one helped me. And those people, they didn't go to jail. None of them went to jail. They went on like nothing happened. So it's constantly me. And all these people go on like nothing happens. So they try to kill me with knives and guns and everything else, and they walk free. Nothing ever happened to them. No criminal charges. No cop. I walked in. I told you about Charlie's, and I walked in. There's my chef, and he having a knife in his hand, and he's threatening to kill me with it. So I don't get it. But he wasn't charged with anything. He wasn't fired. I did nothing but exceptional things. It was Karen who he was upset at, not me. But I didn't say that. I just defended myself like normal. But, oh yeah, you gimped me. And then you allow these people to attack me. You gimp me, and then you allow these people to attack me. I mean, if that isn't satanistic, I don't know what is. You gimping me, and then further empowering them to attack me, as the black guy beat me up in the street. You gimp me. I would have taken him out in a heartbeat before. But you gimp me, and then you allow them to attack me. And then you don't allow news and everybody else to see my video of how disgusting these people truly are. How filthy, how pieces of garbage they are, what horrible individuals they are, threatening me with their vehicles, threatening me with this. It's like going into White Palace. I pay for my stuff. I'm very respectful to everything. And they have their security guard. I just got my food. It was to go. I was sitting there finishing, and he comes over and tells me I have to go immediately. There's no one coming in. There's open seats. And I just needed to finish the post. But nope, had to go immediately. So I left. Haven't been back. But this is normal. Like the Chicagoland area protected Drew Peterson and other serial killers. Seems to have a reputation, and they call it the Windy City because it's filth and disgusting. It's the filthy air, the dirty of the scummy people. That's why they call it the Windy City, because it's so scummy. And they've only shown me, just like this car gets behind me, there's 3 lanes here. This lane runs into a cab. But it's interesting. This city is a bunch of scumbags. You know, I try to come with positivity, and they puke all over me. As I was watching a girl puke all over the sidewalk, and I offered her a bag so she could throw up in, so she wouldn't get it all over the sidewalk and protect other people in case she has a flu bug or something else. This Audi just flew by. See how it's in the other lane? See how it's in the other lane right there? It's in my lane. Very close to hitting me. No big deal, right? It's all good. Probably black people driving it, because listen to the music. It's black music. So that car, I guarantee you, black people in FG 59 381 Illinois plates. FG 59 381 in my lane, almost sideswiping me. Interesting how these things happen. I moved over so I didn't get sideswiped. So this city is full of scumbags. Why isn't there a forever purge down here? And we start bringing in the caning. These people need to be beaten, and I mean seriously beaten. Bring in the military, and then line them up and bring them out of building by building and beat the hell out of them. Treat them like the garbage they treat me. Remember, they beat me. So isn't reciprocity supposed to be the same? If you can beat me, why can't they beat you? This car just ran the stop sign. So I don't get it. If they can beat me, why can't they beat the hell out of everybody else in this city? Why shouldn't they get their ass beat the shit out of? Truly. Since it's okay for them to hit me with cars, beat me in the street, attack me all over the place, then why isn't it good for them to be attacked? Why shouldn't they be feared? Truly, why shouldn't they fear every single one of them? Why should they have peace? They don't give me peace and tranquility. Why should they have peace and tranquility, right? An eye for an eye. If I fear, they should fear. Same, right? You say fairness. equality. You preach it, right? So if you want fairness and equality, as I fare, they fare. As I get beaten, they get beaten. If I get blinded, they get blinded. If I lose a foot, they all lose a foot. We're talking equality, right? And fairness. So if they do this to me, shouldn't it happen to them? That's what the Bible says should happen to them. And read many quotes about it. So it talks about this reciprocity. When people do evil deeds upon you, they should receive the same. So I don't get it. Jesus knew an eye for an eye. I tried to find other ways to help prevent it from happening. So we don't have to go into this reciprocity, but Singapore applies it very effectively. You bring violence, and violence is brought upon you through caning. And it's highly effective in deterring people from doing violence. Because if you do it, then you're going to get yours. So if you're in the wrong, you're going to get beaten. So I don't understand. It's 32 times safer in Singapore than Japan. And Tokyo's incredibly safe, and Singapore is 32 times safer. Because they're willing to do something a little bit more than Japan. To people that bring violence, they bring violence upon them. So the people don't think about bringing violence, because then they're going to get the violence. There's no escaping it. There's no your lawyer getting you out of it. You're going to get beaten. And so people don't do violence because they know only self-defense. And if you're in the wrong, well, you're going to get beaten. And it seems like a pretty righteous and Christian society. Remember how many hundreds of years or 100 plus years it was a British colony. So the British understand caning and beating because they were there, and I think the British put it in place. So again, I'm almost positive the British put it in place. So obviously they understand it, and it's highly effective in deterring violent crime. People only act out of self-defense. And so if no one's doing you wrong, you don't do them wrong. Because your lawyer is not going to help you. They'll tie up and beat the lawyer too. I would praise them. So again, I believe this should happen here because of what they've done to me and continue to do to me. Shouldn't they experience the same violence they put upon me in every way, shape, or form? It would only be righteous that they would reap the violence that they put upon me. Truly. And somehow they're exempt from the violence they put upon me. They're exempt. They just get away with it, 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 get away. And I have to suffer from their incredible violence towards me. So why is that? Why should I suffer with their violence towards me? So again, they need to receive what they give. the taste of their own medicine. They need to receive, they all need to get tinnitus. They all need to get diabetes and neuropathy and everything else. Right? What you sow is what you reap. So all this violence, they need to get beaten in the middle of the street and left there. And then you got to go around and pick up all your stuff. Yeah, all my IDs and everything got scattered. And I have to pick it up. So I don't get it. Why are they exempt from getting their fucking ass kicked? Why? I don't care who it is. Why are they exempt from getting their ass kicked? Male, female, I don't care. Why are they exempt? So they seem it's okay for them to do this to me, and they just get away with it. So I don't understand how that is possible.